Do you ever think that you just wake up in the morning, go to work, come home, maybe take care of the kids, make supper, clean up, relax for a while, go back to bed, get up, go to work? You ever think to yourself, what is this all about? What am I going to just keep doing this until I leave this planet, until I leave Earth? Well, I want to share a biblical topic with you concerning this matter. You know, nowadays, these people, and I see it everywhere, like more now than ever before, these people will get involved in these reality TV shows or these series. Oh, they're coming out with a series under the sun for everything right now. And I watch people, and between that and the video games, the devil in these last days has every method and procedure to keep people's minds occupied with complete futileness, which I'm going to get into right here. I'm only going to take 2 or 3 minutes here, and it's something that I think will extinguish the way you think about things when you wake up every day. Think about what you're doing, and I'm going to play both ends of this story, of this analogy rather, because someone will say, maybe I like reality TV, Matt. Maybe it's something I like to do, and maybe it is. But I ask you a question with a little bit of critical thinking skills as you retain this question. What is it doing for you? I mean, I know what it's doing for all the actors. They're getting rich. They're making a living. I know what it's doing for all the directors because they're pretty clever and they can create stories that just absorb us, and we just sit there and stare at a monitor all day long. Remember, friends, you have this much time of your life. There's just a little window you are here on this earth. You're just a tiny little window compared to already thousands of years is what's been, and God only knows what's about to be here in the future. But you only have a tiny little window. What are you doing with that little window? This is a time that's determining. Your little window of life is a little bit determining your entire destiny in eternity, eternal future. This window, every minute, every second we breathe air, is very critical. What we do, how we think, how we spend this little tiny window. I was listening to an old timer one time with this post on YouTube. It was fascinating. He was born, I think, in 1843, and he was sharing his insight. It was like 19, right when they came out with cameras, 30s or 40s, and they were interviewing him. He was a very old man, and they were asking about his life back in the 1800s and as a boy. And it was fascinating because he goes, well, before all the telegraph and all those things that were so bothersome to us, he said, the telegraph, he concluded as being bothersome. If that's the case, how about these cell phones and these reality TV shows and all these video games? If a telegraph was, he noticed, to be bothersome in his life, he must have lived a completely free life prior to that. We must live a life we don't even realize. It's like the boiling frog. If you throw a frog in the boiling water, it'll jump out. But if you put him in cold water and turn up the heat slow, he'll boil to death because he doesn't know any different. It's like our culture. We're born into this. It's something we need to go back to the Bible and look at what God says. He says in Romans, for although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but in their thinking became futile, and their foolish hearts were darkened. In their thinking, they became futile. Now, I know what futile means, but I wanted to look it up to get a couple different viewpoints. And it's interesting. It says pointless, or things that are done that have absolutely impossible to have results. Remember, you have so much time on this earth, and then you're going to be asked to account for it, for all the things you've done. When you sit there and you watch these TV shows, if I'm even talking to you, I'm guilty of a lot of these things, by the way. When I talk on this channel, I'm talking to me just as much as you. But it's things that I think about and want to improve on. I actually don't sit there and watch reality TV and play video games, but I do have my problems just like you have yours. But when I see that, I think to myself, futile, pointless. Do you want to live on this earth for however the time God gives you to live on this earth, and then do nothing except look back and say, well, I went to bed, I got up, and then made my kids supper, did this, sat down and watched reality TV. These people are getting rich off of your valuable time. And when the night is over, I used to tell my sons that when they played their video games. I used to say, there, what did you get out of that? Oh, it was entertaining. Okay, I'm going to play both sides of this. It was entertaining. I don't have nothing wrong with that. But when a person plays video games for 4 hours a day and don't pick up their Bible, which has the secrets to life, by the way, I'm talking to Bible-believing people. If you don't believe the Bible, well, you don't believe the Bible. So I'm talking about just everything we do in our days. What are we doing to utilize our time that we have here? Because when you leave this earth, you're not going to, reality TV is not going to probably be there. All of these things that we sit there, think about what you're doing. I want you to think about it. Just with your mind. You're coming home, you're sitting, you're staring at a monitor, and you go right into it. And after that hour or 2 or 3, almost on a daily basis is done, you're tired, you yawn, you get up and you go to bed. What did that do for you? Entertain you? What is that going to do for you in eternity? When God says, I gave you a life to look and find me. And their thoughts, and it says they became futile and their hearts were darkened. What happens when you live a life of complete pointlessness so long? Well, if you're a Bible-believing person, it looks like, and their hearts were darkened. The next thing you know, you're sitting in boiling water and don't even know it. Your hearts were darkened. You're going to view the world different. And it says they became, in their thinking, they became futile. Your thinking. Do you know that repent means to change your thinking? If you're sitting in boiling water and need to get out of it and you don't know any better, you've got to change your thinking. Because they changed their thinking in the wrong way. They started living a life of futileness and pointlessness, and all of a sudden God said, I just want to do this. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's for me. I like it. It's absorbing. Great. But all of a sudden their hearts became darkened and their whole life went into it. Their whole mindset, everything, their minds became pointless. They were just living zombies every day. Sitting there, coming home, staring at a monitor, staring at a video game, whatever, for hours and hours of this precious little window God gave you. Just think about that. I'm going to let you go now. Just think about that. As you go to work tomorrow and as you do things, what God gave you a window. Don't make other people rich on that window. I always bring these sports up because I see these people out there that they can name numbers, names, position, linebacker, Johnny something, and he played this, and they know his history. And I think, imagine that. What is it doing for that person? They can say that entertains me, that makes me feel good. Great. But if you're doing that over the things that are eternal and the things that God has for you, why are you doing that? Don't you want to seek first God and then go be entertained? Don't you want to find out about you and this time that you have on this earth before you be entered, before you worry about all this? These football players are, I said I wasn't going to say that. These sports people or whatever it is, these people are making millions playing a game. And your fans, your followers, great, your followers. And you'll pay money and you'll consume your entire Sundays and your nights with these things. And who are you benefiting? Other than this little sliver called entertainment for you, you're making these people rich. God gave you your life. God gave you your window. Don't spend all of it on someone else's. You're a unique person. I just want you to think about that in your future here. Think about the things God said. I read these things. You can even read farther into it. I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. It's in the first chapter of Romans, starting on verse 20, the first chapter of Romans, and it goes into it. And just think about it. Be critical in your thinking, because God gave you one life. I'm not talking about self-centeredness. I'm talking about you have to make an account for your life. These people that you follow or these TV shows you follow aren't going to be standing next to you when God says, what have you done with the time I gave you? Did you make some TV director rich because he was good at what he did? Did you know every person, people's position in the football thing? Well, what did you do? What did you do? Did you help another brother or sister? Did you? Because when you open up your mind and your heart with God, you can have true peace. You'll see in the rest of that chapter, if you read it, true peace comes from your Creator. He created you a certain way. And I can tell you right now, He didn't create you to sit in front of a monitor and just waste the tiny little window that He gave you. So you think about that. Be blessed. I got my wife on vacation here in Wisconsin at a hotel. So here I'm sitting in the pool room doing this. Have a good day. Just let those thoughts come to you, or let those thoughts pass as you're going through your days and weeks. All right, we'll talk to you later.